Hi, so let's create a project by what we have learned so far. So I want to create a stock chart. Now you can see the stock action up and down through the chart. So first, we need to get the history of the stock data. We can utilize the Google Finance function from the Google spreadsheet. You can give it to a start ticker, and we pull out the price, the starting day, and the end date. Let's put it today. And I can get the daily price out. When I press enter, you see I have two columns. One is the date. The second column is the closing price. So because I pull out this year, so starting day of this year's and then the end day of this year. Okay, so let me save this one. Download into a CSV file. Okay, after we download it, let me put it into our stock chart folder, our project folder. Okay, so let me rename it to Tesla. So let's write the program. So we want to use a code module, that is the file system. We want to read the CSV file. Okay, so in the current directory, tesla.csv, and we pass with ASCII. Okay, let me print this out first to see if I output correctly. I read it to string. Print this out. Okay, save it. Let me save it to our project folder. Let me call it data.js. So let me open a command mode. Node data.js. So you see, we successfully pulled out the data from CSV. Our CSV looked like this one. See, it is separated with a comma. Okay, so right now I want to create a module that I can read all the data one by one from the CSV and return an array of our data. So first, let me create a module. Exports. So let's call it read stock data. It's a function. In the function, I will have a data array first. So then when I read a CSV file, I want to read line by line. So let me use the regular expression. So character return. And then for each line. So here basically I can read through the CSV file and separate for each line. And then for each line I will input to this function as a parameter. So each line we have two values. I may call it column. A value is separated by the comma. So I split with the comma. So the first column is the day, and the second column is the price. Okay, so then I will push this data into an array, and I use an object. So the object first attribute is the day, second attribute is the price. So after calling this function, I will get an array of data, and in each data element, it composed with a date and the price object. Okay, so let me create a main. So in our main, we will use this module. So I have a data require the data module, and I pull out from the data restock data function. Okay, I got the stock data out, and then because it's an array of objects with the same column, so I can use console.table to print it out. Okay, let's save it to main.js. So if I use Node to execute main.js, you see I can print out that array with the same date and the price column object. Okay, date and price. Okay, so now let's make this into a browser module. So we just learned we can use browserify. I want the input is the main.js. I want to output it as app.js. Okay, then in our folder we have our app.js, which need to be used by our browser. So now we have to create HTML. So I already include the HTML for you in our lesson, so you can just copy this template. So basically, this HTML helps us to draw the stock chart using a library called chart.js. So let's save this HTML. So let's call it stock.html. So in this HTML, we include the library here, and also what we need for the Node.js modularization require JS. So here, our data main is app because we generate from the browser file. So let me execute it. See, I have a basic stock chart layout. And now I got an error. It say the read file sync is not a function. That is because the file, the core module, the file system in the Node.js is not supported by the browser. So we need to play a trick. We need to install something that is called BRFS. So we can use npm install BRFS, the browser file system. So by having this browser file system, it can help us to export the core module file system. So what we need to do is when we browserify, we add a T, hit BRFS, and execute it. So let me refresh here again. You see? So right now, our core module file system can be used in the browser. Okay, because we use the BRFS, the browser file system now. Since we already successfully include the app module, so we want to get the stock data out from the app to the browser. So first thing we need to do is we change our main.js. So we already in the browser, so we can use the window DOM object. So stock data. So we export the stock data out. Okay. So after we change the main.js, we need to redo the browser file again. Okay. So here, in our stock.html, we need to iterate to the stock data. So in here you can see in our CSV, our first row is always the column name, so we can skip the first row. So we can start from the second row to do the iteration. I equals to 1, I smaller than stock data, length, I plus plus. So we get the day, okay, I want to get the price. For the day, is the stock data, I, day. For the price is stock data price. Okay, but in here, to use the stock.js, we need to wrap with the day and get the time out. For the price, we need to pass as a float because the price right now is a string. Okay, after done this one, we just need to add to the points array. We use the push and then insert the object day and then y price. Save it, and we need to call this function right after the init chart. Okay, let's execute it. You see, there's no data. Okay, there's no data getting out. The reason is while the browser is drawing the chart, the app module is still loading. So you haven't reached the stock data yet. So all we need to do, we need to wait for, like for example, 5 seconds to let the app module fully execute it. Then we can get the stock data. To do that, we just need to do the set timeout. Okay, let's wait for 5 seconds. Okay, execute it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, right now we can have the stock data chart. Okay, hope you like this example.